Hello, and welcome to Only Slightly Opinionated. I'm Jamie,
And I'm Joey.
and today we are only slightly opinionated about vacation. And
Vacation, y'all.
yeah, and the reason why we chose this topic is because we both just came home from vacation.
How convenient.
So we have lots to discuss. We haven't really talked about our trips this is very much, and
Nope.
so we're not even going to do any of the normal like how are you or what have you been doing this week because that is the topic what we have been doing this week. So hi baby.
Well, hello there, Mr. Jameson. I have missed you. I have missed you so much.
I miss you too, baby.
Because while we were both on a little getaway, yours was like a real vacation. Mine was more kind of like a staycation sort of a
Right.
thing.
Yeah, but it's
But
but still staycations can be I don't care if I don't leave my house on vacation, I still enjoy that
Mm.
shit.
Oh, I ain't pooping on no staycation. I love it. I mean, that
Don't poop on
is.
it.
I ain't gonna poop on it
Don't do
because
it. Let's say poop
that
one
shit
more
is the
time.
bomb. Poop. Don't poop on it.
Don't don't do it.
But I want to hear
Um
about you because you was out there cruising.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
you know how it is. Me and Al Pacino, baby. Me and Al Pacino doing the cruising.
So
That's it.
first, I like your best friend who's a total asshole. I don't even know where the fuck you went. I'm sure you told me, but I cannot remember. So it'll be like you're sharing it with me for the very first time. Don't be giving me that face.
uh, so we took a cruise to the very, very large state of Alaska.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember.
I was like, bitch, you know where I was.
I knew you were going somewhere.
What you trying to play for listens? Come
I
on now,
said,
playing up to them
I,
listeners,
I knew you
all
were going
three of them.
somewhere.
Yeah, so we took a cruise. We took a cruise to Alaska, Alaska and Victoria, British Columbia, because you have to visit a foreign port if your ships are registered outside of the U.S., which they all are because of tax reasons. So you have to visit at least one international port. You know, so
Really?
yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Victoria in a minute and why it was dumb. It was dumb. So yeah, we went to Alaska. We took a cruise. We are pretty big cruisers. We like to cruise a lot. Um, I mean, we enjoy it a lot. We don't necessarily cruise a lot because there's a thing called money, but you know what I mean. But we do enjoy the cruises. We went on Norwegian. This was on the biggest ship of theirs that I had ever been on. It was called the Bliss, and it was great. I mean, the ship itself, I really, really enjoyed the ship. I really enjoyed all of the activities we did. They had go-karts. You could race go-karts. I was scared shitless, but I did it.
On a fucking cruise ship?
At the very top of the ship so you can kind of see the sky and everything.
Hell
Paul
no.
loved that shit. I was scared and they kept telling me if you're too slow, we're going to tell you to move over to the, and the guy just kept screaming, move to the right. And I'm like, and I thought I was going so fast too. Anyway, um, I really did. Cause I was scared shitless. So I thought I was going so fast. So, and then I don't want to talk too much about the ship because that's not really the vacation. But the interesting thing is that since our first cruise, which was 20 plus years ago, I have had this running situation where I think there's going to be a Broadway show on the ship because the ships, they used to have them, then they got rid of them, then they brought them back. Now Norwegian is starting to get rid of them again. So, and every time I've been on a ship that was supposed to have a show, it did not have a show. And I was always like, I mean, the cruise ship shows are fine, but the idea of seeing like a real show on a ship
Yeah.
It really interested me because I'm a theater person. So I really wanted to see, because the cruise ship shows are kind of cheesy. So I wanted to see, like, did they put a cruise ship spin on a show or was it just the show?
Right.
And so luckily this time, this particular ship has 2 Broadway shows. And we got to see both. And they were 6, which I had already seen. But the production that I saw on the ship was as good, if not better, than the national tour that I saw. and Jersey Boys, which I had never seen before and which was phenomenal. It was
Oh,
so
cool.
good. And it was totally, a reproduction of the Broadway, except probably sets and things like that when they, they're not flying things in. They had more of a unit. Actually, they did fly things in, but they had more of a unit set. I don't know what the set was like on Broadway, so I'm sure it's based on, but it probably not as elaborate. Anyway, so we were in. This is going to be a while, so sit back and relax.
Oh, I'm chilling, baby. You just talk. You tell your thing. You spin your yarn, girl.
I'm gonna. We saw 4 ports in Alaska and 1 port in Victoria. We saw Sitka, Alaska.
Oh
We
yeah.
saw um uh I've lost them all. Juneau, Alaska. We
Juno.
stopped at, and notice I didn't say we saw because I did not see, and we'll get to that. Icy
Mm.
Strait Point, Alaska, and Ketchikan, Alaska, and then Victoria, British Columbia. So the first day,
Not to interrupt, but
no, go right ahead.
Icy Straight Point.
That's the
Icy
name of
Straight.
it.
That's the name. That's some
That's the
lazy ass town naming.
Wait, let me tell you something. That is so funny that you say that because the bus driver that we had, the tour guide, specifically said, she said, I don't remember what it was she was talking about, but she said, this is the beer store, and we call it beer store because we are extremely bad at naming things. She had specifically said that. So yes, Icy Strait Point,
Yeah, that's.
which
Mhm.
I'll just get into it. I did not get to see because I got sick. And
Yeah.
then 2 days later, Paul got sick. So we were
Oh,
both
I didn't know
sick.
Paul got sick too. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So he got it exactly, like every symptom happened exactly 2 days after me. And so I missed that excursion. I did not get out of bed that day. I was the day before we were in Juneau and I already was, quite sick,
Mm-hmm.
but it was supposed to be like the best stop of the trip. There, we were going to a place called the Mendenhall Glacier that was supposed to be, you just had to see it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I rallied. I did the short excursion in the pouring
Oh. Mm-mm.
rain,
Mm.
outside in the
Mm-hmm.
pouring rain, like
Mm.
continually outside in the pouring rain, not just like
Mm-mm.
from the car to the place.
Mm.
This was being the only way to see the glacier for real is to be outside, and it was raining. So
Mm.
I'm just getting, I mean, I'm just, everything is going wrong. So then the next morning I was just like, I'm not going anywhere. And I just stayed in bed until like Paul got back, which was probably noon.
But that must really suck because
Oh,
when you're on a cruise and the whole point is, what you're gonna see and what you're gonna do,
yeah.
it must really suck to have to just go chill in the room because you're not feeling well.
Yeah, it really does. It really, um, I'll be honest to our 13 listeners, we were not necessarily the most responsible sick people. Like I was out and about with people when I knew I was sick. Now, Paul said, I don't know if this is true, and I'm not fact checking it right now, but Paul says, like, if you're symptomatic, like if you're showing symptoms, you're probably no longer contagious. That the contagious is usually like like the highest viral load is pre actually experiencing symptoms. I don't know.
Hmm. I think that
But
sounds a little sketchy, a little sus to me, but
maybe. Yeah. I mean, I do know that, like, at your sickest, you're usually not contagious because it only lasts a couple of days. The contagious part only lasts a couple of days. Doesn't matter. But I probably should have just quarantined in my room for 2 full days.
Mm.
But I did not do that. And I don't know if I got other people sick. I think I got sick on the plane because it just times perfectly that it was the plane and not like I didn't get it before
Right.
and come with it. So I didn't get anybody sick on the plane. Probably got people sick on the boat. I did wash my hands a lot. I did, I didn't wear a mask. I should have worn a mask. I didn't.
I'm sure you got it off the damn plane. Them planes are like little flying petri dishes anyway.
Incubators. Don't at
Mm.
me, people. Don't at me at OSO podcast contact at gmail.com or on our threads page. Don't you at me, as the kids say, for not wearing a mask and doing what I should have, but I didn't. So that was a big disappointment of the trip. Okay. The second thing about the trip that was weird to me was Victoria, British Columbia, again, you have to go to a foreign port. We didn't get in until 8 o'clock and we left at 11. So it was like all we did was get off the ship. It was nighttime. I mean, there were things to do, but all of the excursions were just like either bus or like horse-drawn carriage tours. So we just decided we'd walk around and see some of that stuff. But again, it was 8 o'clock at night. It was.
It's not very conducive to the old folkery.
It
You
is not.
know,
It is not.
I mean,
Um,
I'm in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Come on
yeah.
now.
So that was the only place that we didn't have a shore excursion booked. But it was it was very pretty. The lights, everything was lit up, and it's right on the waterfront, and it was very pretty. So overall, it was a very good vacation. Yes, we were sick. That's no fun, but the food was good, and we played in the casino, and didn't do horribly. We didn't have any huge winners, but the last couple of days, I had a couple of nice small wins that were able to like pull us back a little bit. Um, so that was fun. It was, when we play together, we have fun doing it, not just, because we'll sit next to each other and be silly. So all of that was good. Um, but I will say, and I was thinking this about the second stop, it had to be second stop. I was already thinking this, but then Paul said it, and I was like, oh my God, I thought it was just me. Alaska?
Really?
It was very pretty. It was all big mountains with lots of pine trees. So it was very
Mm-hmm.
pretty, but it all looked the same.
Right.
And the glacier that we saw, the that was supposed to be the big best glacier to go see, no longer is that majestic. It just looked kind of dirty and
Oh
sad.
no.
And then we were cruising after I think the next day after that, you cruise through this channel that is supposed to be, then you have glaciers on both sides. And I mean, we saw ice in the water, but nothing was like the nature was not or the cold weather nature of it. You know what I mean? Because again, the green was beautiful. That was fine. But I mean, I guess I expected more snow-capped mountains and big icy glaciers. And you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know. But
That's
the
what I
fact that we
picture when I think about it.
yeah, the fact that we both felt that way, because everybody says, "Oh my God, Alaska, it's so beautiful. You have to go to Alaska. You have to go to Alaska."
It's breathtaking.
Yeah, and I've been to more beautiful places, I think. Places that took my breath away. We did see a couple whales, but
Oh, that's
but the
cool
thing
though.
yeah, but the thing about that is like we paid to go on a whale watching tour, and all we really saw was two whales tail a couple of times. And when
Yeah.
we were in Hawaii, we were on a boat for something else, and a whale like jumped out of the water and back into the water. I've seen a whale. I've seen it, and what we saw on this trip was not all that exciting. We saw otters, which were very cute, but again, and I'm not talking about hairy boys. I'm talking about actual otters,
Must specify.
hairy skinny boys. We saw some sea lions that looked like they were dead. They were just laying on a buoy, chilling out, but they looked dead to me. We did see a bear very far in the distance.
Also, not a
Um,
human, but an actual bear.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes. Not a hairy, bigger man. But I never even thought about that. Our nature intensive was really gay forward. Is moose anything? We didn't see any moose, but I don't know
Oh,
if
there's a
moose.
moose knuckle. What about a moose
Yeah,
knuckle?
I probably saw a moose knuckle, but we didn't see any moose. Or I don't even know if there's moose in Alaska. But I think there's elk. Maybe there's some kind of antlered.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
they definitely have reindeer because there was in one of the cities they had reindeer hot dogs, and I almost barfed.
Look, in my version of Alaska, there's all kinds of elks and mooses and whatnots up in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I remember like watching. There was a TV series a number of years back with poor Anne Heche in it called Men in Trees that was filmed in Alaska or took place in Alaska, and I thought it was filmed in Alaska. Um, and like that was what I kind of pictured more. I don't know. So again, if it was just me feeling that way, I would probably wouldn't have said anything. I would because I wouldn't want to feel like, I mean, I know I am so fucking fortunate to be able to do these to have vacations like this. I know other people can't, and so I'm not trying to be like,
Right.
still go do it, go, I just I guess it just wasn't for us. It just
Yeah.
wasn't
Absolutely.
what we were hoping for or expecting, and um, you know, that's that.
It happens. That's for sure.
And then the most exciting thing, yesterday we got off the ship. They have this is not the most exciting thing, but they have this service in Seattle for cruise ships, absolutely free. You sign up for this thing. It's called Port Valet. On the last night of the cruise, they deliver to you luggage tags and your boarding pass. So they do all of that automatically. Then you leave your luggage out. They take it, and then it just goes to the airport, and you don't have to worry about it. And you can do whatever you want. And spend the day in Seattle, which is what our flight wasn't until 10:30, and we got off the boat at like 8:30. So we had 8:30 a.m., 10:30 p.m.
Right.
So we had all this time. So we didn't want to obviously lug around our luggage. So this free thing that they do, plus the other thing is you pay your baggage fees, whatever. If you have baggage fees, you pay them, but there are no overweight baggage fees because
Oh.
you're not there. So it's one
Right.
of the things they advertise about it. So I threw things that were in my backpack. I was throwing them in my suitcase, not
Hell
carrying
yeah.
anymore.
Yes.
So then yesterday, we started out at Pike Place Market yesterday, which was very interesting. In the end, we did not tour downtown Seattle like we probably should have. And it's probably my fault, though it wasn't my intention. But the sort of adventure or goal of the day was to get to Everett, Washington, to go to the Funko headquarters.
Oh, that's your shit right there.
That's my stuff. Is my jam.
That
We
is
didn't
your shit.
for most of the cruise. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it because it's if you have a car, it's only like a 39-minute drive. But by like everything else, it's almost 2 hours. Taxis or Ubers would have been $200.
Damn.
We thought, oh, we'll rent a car. There were no rental cars available for yesterday. So we eventually just took public transportation. They have an elevated train that took us part of the way, and then we took a bus, and then we walked for like 20 minutes to the actual headquarters. But we got there, and it really was very easy in the end doing it. And it really cost us nothing because, so weird, you buy it. We went down into the subway area. The trains are elevated, I think, but you did go downstairs, and they had machines to buy your stuff. So I bought 2 tickets for the stops that we needed to do. We get on the train. There's no turnstiles to go through. There's nothing like that. You get on the train. Nobody checks your ticket. So I paid, $5.50 per ticket, and nobody even looked. We could have gone on for free. And then the same exact thing happened coming back. I did them on my phone this time, but no one checked the tickets. Then the bus that we had to get on, we had to get on a bus there and a bus back. Getting on the bus there, I had cash. I tried to pay with cash, but the little money bill taker wasn't working. And he was like,
Oh
"Oh,
my
just go ahead and
God.
sit down. It's okay."
Uh,
Yep. He was like, "That's fine." And then on the way there, I had done it on my phone. And I said, "Okay, do I need to show you?" I said, do I need to tap this or show it to you?" And he goes, "Oh, just show it to me." And he's like, "Oh, that's fine." And I was like, "I have one more." And he's like, "Oh, no, that's fine." I was like, so we really, literally, if we wanted to be jerks or if we wanted to be sneaky, this whole thing could have been free. I paid for everything because that's just who I am. But we could have done all of our transportation for free because Seattle apparently does not care too much that people pay, or whether people pay or not, which, you know what? Hey, that's kind of great because not everybody can afford 325 or, $325 for the bus, or it was $550 for the train.
were they
So
crowded? Were there a lot of people on it?
going down or I shouldn't say down. I don't know that we were. No, we were actually going north first. So we were going up. There was like nobody on the train or the bus. Coming back, it was, we got seats. There was never any like, having to stand or anything like that, but there was definitely more people. So I probably got those people sick too. No, I'm not contagious anymore. Paul was. Paul probably got those people sick.
If anybody did it, Paul
Yeah,
did.
it would be Paul. Um,
But I'm gonna have to pen a little letter to Pete Buttigieg and just let him know that there's some opportunities up in the Seattle area.
no, don't be uh um snitching on Seattle for not taking the money. Like, let people ride for free if they're going to ride for free. It's on them.
But then they can make improvements, Jamie. That money is
It was really
going to,
nice,
maybe
actually.
it's for feeding the homeless. You never know.
Maybe, but that's the other thing I'll say. Both all the trains that we were on, the two trains that we were on, and the two buses that we were on, all very nice. Both buses were double decker buses, which is interesting to me. Both very all clean, no smell of urine like on the New York subway, which is very very nice, very very nice. So yeah, so then so after Funko, we were like, do we? And that at that point it was only like 12:30 maybe, so we still had 10 hours till our flight took off. And we were like, do we want to go back downtown to Seattle and like bum around some more, or just go to the airport? And so we just went to the airport and like sat in like a little at a table for that they have for people to sit, and watched like an episode of TV, and he read, and we charged our devices, and then we ate a couple of times because we were there long enough to have lunch and dinner. And I'm almost done. And then we're sitting there, and well, earlier in the day before, when I looked at the check-in, there was an option to upgrade to premium economy for like $45. So I was like, of course I'm going to upgrade to premium economy. I want that extra leg room.
Hell yeah.
And then there was an option the next time I looked to upgrade to first class for $321 per person. And I was like, nope, if it would only be a little bit cheaper, I would do it.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this happen before, but we're sitting in the airport. We're by the gate. And the woman comes on the speaker and she's like, "Hi, everybody. We just want to let you know we have some extra first class tickets in the first class seats on the plane. And if you'd like to upgrade, you can upgrade for $121 per person."
Oh, hell yeah.
I got up so quick that I dropped my
Hell yeah, you
headphones.
did. Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm the only one that did upgrade, because there were still empty seats in first class. I'm like, you people are crazy.
Hell yeah.
But the sort of flip side of that, it was the lowest first class experience you could have. Like, it was a really old plane. It didn't have video monitors in the seats like every plane does now. There was no meal, there was no hot towel, there was no pillows
Yeah.
and blankets.
That'd be
But the
like
room,
getting like first class on a Spirit flight.
exactly, which I have done. I have been in first class on Spirit with Paul Boucher.
Oh, you get an extra bag of pretzels.
Yep. That's all we got. We got to choose out of a basket. We got to choose our own out of the basket, and and we
Ooh.
did. Our drinks were in glass.
Oh, fancy.
But yeah, it was really. But the room itself, the extra room, was still well worth it to me, because I could like cross and uncross my legs with that, which I
Yeah.
have to do when I'm sitting, because my legs are so long that I can't. I just get too uncomfortable if they aren't crossed.
Yeah.
So, and then I was able to actually sleep a little bit on the plane, which was very rare for me, especially if I don't take any drugs, which I did not, which I was very happy about, though there was some turbulence that I did not like.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then we got home, and I slept for maybe 25 minutes, because Frankie had other ideas. I almost said Sophie again.
Well, they were excited to see you.
They were, yes. And then now I'm here. Went grocery shopping, and now I'm here. So
I mean, it sounds like a damn whirlwind adventure, but it sounds like fun.
it was, yes. I am not. There's nothing to complain about. You know, really, I can't think of anything. The Wi-Fi is really slow on the boat. Big deal,
Yeah.
first world problems.
What was the best meal you had on your vacation?
Ooh, that is a tough one. But I'm gonna go with they have a specialty restaurant that I had never been. So on the cruises, I don't know if you know or for people who don't know, there are the main dining room. Usually, there are multiple of them with the same menu that changes nightly. That is included with your cruise fare for dinner and lunch. And then breakfast is actually they have breakfast in the main dining room as well. But then there's also a buffet, which is included in your cruise. And then there's usually like some other kind of like on this ship there was a restaurant called the Local, which was sort of like has pub fare, and that was included in the price. Then they have specialty restaurants with they have one that was Mexican, one that was seafood, one that's a steakhouse, one that's a Italian, one that's they do the teppanyaki where they cook it at the
Oh, yeah.
you know and those you have to pay for, and they're not cheap. But with Norwegian's latest promotion, they include a couple of nights of dining, so you get to choose a couple of restaurants to go to at no charge. So the best restaurant, I think the best food that we had was at their seafood restaurant called Ocean Blue, and it was just delicious. Unfortunately, I can't remember what my main dish was. Oh yeah, we had no, I know what I know what we had. So we had like a crab cake appetizer that was phenomenal. Then I
Mm,
had clam chowder, which was so delicious. And then we each had surf and turf. Um, and the lobster was perfect.
mm.
And the steak was perfect too. But I mean, it's a seafood place, so that was my favorite meal probably. But I mean, I tell you, I'll be interested to see on Tuesday if I gained a lot of weight, because I don't think I did. I did not eat. I did not overindulge like I normally wouldn't, like I thought I would. Like I was
Right.
prepared to. I was like, yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm not thinking about a
Right,
diet.
right, right.
And all in all, I did not once think I'm not going to have something because of the diet. But I also just got full. I didn't eat a lot. Like every morning, I had a little bit of scrambled eggs and a couple pieces of bacon, like just really small amounts.
Right.
Um, and I didn't have like an excess of desserts, which I also want to do on a cruise because there's so many options of things that you can have. So I'll be interested to see. I mean, I'm sure I gained something because I was still, even though we were walking and
Right,
walking
right.
every day. Every day, all my rings were closed on my Apple Watch, except when I was sick. Except the one day that I stayed in bed. That was the only day that I didn't close my rings. So I'm going to really quickly just backtrack and just tell this horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
Oh, no.
So we were supposed to go on this trip with Paul's brother and sister-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
They live in Pipestone, Minnesota. So they were flying. They also made their air reservations through Norwegian. So we did, and they did, because Norwegian was running a special where if you bought your airfare through them, the second person flew for free. And when I checked, like how much it would be for us to pay for both of us versus what they were charging, it was much cheaper to go with them.
Oh, then definitely.
But you have to deal with things like flights that don't take off till 10:30.
Right, right.
There's stuff. And on the way there we had a layover, a short one, but still. But they flew from Sioux Falls, South Dakota to Denver. And apparently there was something going on in Denver because there were, now I'm not sure this number, like 700 canceled flights.
Whoa.
And theirs was one of them, except it wasn't canceled initially. It was delayed, 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 delayed. We don't think we're going to make it to the ship. Delayed. We're definitely not going to make it
Oh,
to the ship. Delayed. And they unfortunately just decided they could have. We don't know actually if they know this, like if Norwegian told them this, So maybe they didn't know, which they would. I think they should take it up with Norwegian. They could have flown to Sitka, Alaska, and met the cruise there, and then continued with the rest of the cruise. But they just decided to go home and cut their losses and go home. Which I can't blame them. They were both so pissed and upset, and I mean, we were both really bummed about it. But yeah, so that was one shitty part about the vacation, is that they didn't get to do
That
this.
sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a horrible thing to have to.
Yeah, because it's a pretty big vacation, and to
Yeah.
just lose, it's just. And at first, he thought he was going to be losing all his money
Ugh.
because there wasn't anything that Norwegian could do, and he didn't take travel insurance.
Mm.
But apparently, he called his credit card, which is a Costco credit card, and they said they would take care of it.
Wow.
So good on Costco.
Hell yeah.
All right, baby, I'm sick of talking.
Well,
Talk.
okay.
Tell me
Well, I
about
was
your
I was very much
staycation.
enjoying your little cruising stories because I
Cruising,
ain't
baby.
exactly. I ain't never been on no cruise,
We
so
got to
I
go
don't
on a
remember.
cruise.
I mean, you say that, but I still am not hearing the selling points. Like sometimes, it's like I hear people talk about a cruise, and I think, oh, that might be. I don't know. And then there's always something that I'm like, yeah, no,
Like what?
no.
What are some of the yeah nos for you?
I don't know. Like for one thing, like I don't know, sharing a table with strangers. I don't
Don't
like
Nope,
that.
you don't have to do it.
No.
No, that's an old cruise thing. You can
Okay.
get a table for 2, a table for 3, a table for 4. You can still do that if you want. And some people still do, but that is an old cruise thing. That is no longer a cruise thing. Because Joey, that was the whole reason you know who I am, right? We have met. I would
Mm-hmm.
never, and that was the whole reason 25 years ago that I chose Norwegian as the cruise line that we first cruised on, because they were the ones that pioneered that. Changing it from, they call it freestyle cruising. So there's like, no, the dress codes are much more lenient. It's not quite carnival,
Right.
but it is. They don't force you to eat with anybody else. They don't force you to eat at a specific time. You don't have to eat the same place every night. So that's one. There's one reason down. Give me another.
Okay.
Shit, come on.
The second is like your sudden death in the middle of the ocean. Like, I mean, it's a ship. It could just plummet. I mean, what? There's the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, I don't want to go through the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, don't go somewhere that goes near the Bermuda Triangle.
But I mean, you see what I'm saying here. There
Oh,
are
okay.
perils, Jamie, perils.
So the first fear was a rational one, very rational. This is more of an irrational fear.
It ain't if that shit can happen, it ain't irrational. Okay? There's a difference.
When was the last time you heard about a cruise ship having problems? A
Okay,
passenger
yep,
cruise
might
ship.
have been in some third world country, but still, that shit happens.
Tell me, when was
I
the
don't
last
know.
time you heard something?
I ain't got time to gurgle it.
Yeah,
But
that's what I thought. No,
I
I'm
don't
telling you,
know.
you
It's
would
just
love it. You would love it
what
because
if I get motion sickness? What if I'm sick the whole goddamn time that I
they have
just
things for motion sickness, though.
well, I know they got things, but what if
They
the
got
things
lots of
don't work
things.
for me?
Oh, well, stop it. Now, that could be for anything. What
Oh,
if
I'm
you get air sickness? What
scared.
if
What
you
if
get,
somebody throw my ass over the edge?
besides Marty or me, would do that?
Well, there's two people right there. My chances just went up 50%.
Yeah. I don't know. I really
Uh,
think you'd enjoy it. I think we would. I think once, once our older than us partners are dead, and we're two old, queer men with bent backs and no hair, we gonna take us a cruise. Not a gay cruise. I'm not going on
oh
a gay
no,
cruise.
no. Why,
But
Jamie? Why do we not go on a gay cruise?
I don't know. Because I don't want to be around gay
I was
people.
just gonna say too many damn gay people.
There really are on a gay cruise just
And
too
nothing
many damn
against the
gay
gay
people.
community. I mean, I love my gay community from a distance. From a
Yeah, you just
distance.
there's a limit, I think, at times at how much gay you can take. I'm
It's
sorry.
true.
That's how I
It's
feel.
true.
And
I
I've found friends in my life who feel the same way, so I know I'm not alone.
exactly. Well, you're
Well,
definitely not alone.
I will make you go on a cruise when you're older.
for right now, I just want to do like all inclusive resorts. Like that is my shit right there. And I've only ever
Yeah.
done that once. I've only gotten to do it once, and I didn't even get to do it with Marty because this was after my original heart surgery when I got to go to Mexico, and I fucking loved
Yeah.
everything about that vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe even partially because Marty wasn't there, but. No, just kidding, baby. I
Well, that
love you.
let me just tangent again for a really quick second, but because that reminds me, or it brings up another vacation horror story. 2 years ago, we were supposed to go to the Dominican Republic for an all-inclusive vacation. We had first-class airfare. We had our suite had like a pool that you just like could walk out into. I mean, it was everything, all-inclusive, everything. And we were supposed to leave on a Saturday. On the Monday before we left, I thought to myself, now I had done research. I wasn't a complete idiot and didn't research anything, but I thought to myself, I'm going to just double check again about passport requirements for Dominican Republic because at the time I only had a passport card. I didn't have a full passport. My full passport had expired. And the next time I needed something, I was just like, oh, I'll just do the card, just get
Yep.
it done with. And come to find out that if you're entering the Dominican Republic via anything but a cruise ship, basically, you need a full passport. A passport card would have worked when we went out because I have been to the Dominican Republic before. So the Monday before we thought we were going to leave, I, I found this out, and there was the closest passport office that does expedited passports to Detroit is in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That is the closest one. And they didn't have any appointments open because I was
Wow.
ready. I was going to fly to Seattle, and then Paul would meet me, and we would just go there, which would have been, hey, great. I would have got to the Funko shop sooner, but they didn't have any appointments. So, yeah, so that's just another fucking horror story right there. So I'm hoping very soon to actually go to that place. That was really the point of the story because I've never been to an all-inclusive resort, only the cruises. And so
Right.
I'm interested to see how that works versus a cruise. I mean, I'm sure it's very much the same, but still, it's different.
We did have there was at one point we were gonna do a cruise. Marty's brothers and sisters, they all wanted to kind of do a cruise together. And you can catch a lot of these Bahama cruises off of the coast here, right down in Charleston. So it's not that
Yep.
far to catch those. And that was going to be our first cruise. But of course, we bought our tickets, and then we had the motherfucking hurricane that flooded our whole house. So
Yeah.
luckily, we bought the insurance, and
Yep.
so they gave us no problem at all. They like
Yep.
instantly gave us our refund. But so I don't know. It may come up. I would like to do a short one if I'm gonna do one. If I'm gonna try a cruise, just to see if I like it or not. I think a short one would be a good sort of get your feet wet,
Yeah. Let me just say this:
so to speak.
no matter what cruise you do first, if you do a cruise, to get the full effect and really understand what I'm talking about of how great it is, just make sure there's at least one day at sea, like a full day at sea. Because some of
Okay.
these cruises, you might maybe start in Charleston. I mean, I don't know, and then like the 4 day cruises, you're there the next day, and then you're the next island. And there's no just cruising for a day,
Right.
and that is when you you just don't have to think. You
Right.
literally can just turn your brain off
And
and
that's
be
how it
like,
felt at the all inclusive
yeah,
resorts. Same sort of thing. Yeah.
yeah, just you just what am I going to eat? What am
Yep.
I going to eat today? What am I going to
Yep.
watch? When am I going to nap? What am I going to read? I don't have to worry about an excursion. I don't have to worry about regular life. I don't have to worry about cell phone service. I don't have to worry about anything. It really is amazing.
Well, baby, if I was ever gonna go on a cruise, if I would not go without contacting the cruise guru
I
and
am a
saying,
cruise guru.
Jamie, should I do this cruise or what kind of cruise should I do?
Yes,
So
please do,
don't you
because
worry. Don't you worry,
I
baby.
will help you. I will
But
help
as
you.
far as my vacation, now that
Yes,
we've been
let's.
going on ad nauseum about yours.
Okay, last time you said I was enjoying listening to you talk. Now it's ad nauseum. Now
Don't you
you ad
know?
nauseum me. Well, you make me ad nauseous.
You look ad nauseous. That should be your
Talk
rap name.
pitch.
DJ ad nauseous. I don't know. Anyway, so for us, this was just really more of a staycation because, as you know, with Marty doing dialysis, we can't really go anywhere easily because he has to bring his entire PD machine anywhere we go so that he can do his dialysis every night while he sleeps. And it's, it's an awkward, I mean, it's not a gigantic machine, but it's awkward and it has to be on like a rolling sort of a table. And then, then there's all the accoutrements that go with it, like all these different bags of solution and shit that he has to do and things to drain it and all that kind of crap. So it's like a whole ordeal. There's like way too much to it. But so that was when we sort of decided, okay, so if we're going to go, Marty really wanted to get out of the house because since he started the dialysis, he hasn't been able to do fuck all. So we were like, let's just, book a little trip and take the RV because he thought it should be pretty easy. He can just throw the machine onto the RV and everything will work perfectly fine. And he was right. So we just went to a little local place. It used to be called Carolina Pines, but it got bought by a company called Sun Outdoors, which apparently they own RV resorts all over the country and in Canada, which I did not know because we had never been to this place, but it was fucking gigantic. I
Mm,
mean, we've been to a bazillion RV resorts, because we took the trip all the way out west and stayed at an RV resort every single part of the trip. So we'd seen, some pretty shitty ones and seen some, some nicer ones. But this
yeah.
place was like a fucking resort. I mean, it was amazing. There had to be a minimum of like 1,000 RV spaces.
Wow.
And then I started thinking about that, because these places are getting like between 100 to 150 to $175 a night just for the space.
Right.
And you think about all that money that they're raking in. I'm
Yeah.
just like, holy shit. And
Let's
this,
open a gay, aged
hello,
RV park. Let's do it.
I'm with you. I mean, there is a few. I mean, I know there is a gay one in North Georgia,
Oh.
out that way somewhere. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's probably like most of these gay places. It's clothing optional, though. I don't understand why they want
Oh.
to do that. You know,
No.
I mean,
Don't let
the
your berries hang
people
out.
who tend to roll around in the buff at a nude resort are not.
Really shouldn't.
Yes, it's not the kind of people you looking to see. Like when you think, "Oh, I'm gonna go
No.
to a nude resort. I'm gonna see some handsome
No,
people."
it's people who look like us, unfortunately.
Yes, you are
And neither of
absolutely
us would
right.
ever do it in a million goddamn years.
Hell no. Hail to
No.
the motherfucking
There
no.
would be no. No, no, no,
Like
no.
anytime I see
No.
something that says clothing optional, it's like a twitch starts in my
Yeah.
eye. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
oh, oh, hell no.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, would never, never, ever do that. But this, this was a very family friendly resort. But I mean, it had like I don't know, like 5 different pools, and one of
Wow.
them is, an indoor pool, and then it's this huge water park and the lazy river and a putt putt course, and they had like
Damn.
pickleball courts and basketball courts and all of that kind of stuff. And then shit, what else did they have? They had they had
Did they have
a
like restaurants to
Yes, they had a restaurant, a really nice restaurant, and then like little cafes for like getting stuff to eat. So, we had a couple different things from that. Um, and then out where one of the pools was designated just for adults only, which was really nice. So, of course, that's where
Yeah.
we spent our time because I don't want to hear them screaming kids, even though they're screaming everywhere anyway.
Ugh.
And they're having like DJ dance parties throughout the day. Like you could hear these kids
Wow.
screaming at the other end, but it was nice because I don't know if they do it everywhere, but at the adult pool, they had somebody coming around, like a little cabana boy coming around getting drink orders and all that kind of stuff. So we the weather was really shit. Um, just because we happened to take this weekend off, and the weather was pretty crappy for the first 2 days, which was fine. But we were able to, bounce. I mean, I could swim. Marty can't swim anyway because of his PD port for his dialysis, so he can't. I mean, they told him that if he trusted the pool, he could, but this is a public
Yeah.
pool, so
Yeah.
no.
No.
So he couldn't really enjoy that, but at least I got to do some swimming and relaxing and enjoying that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it there. There was a lot of stuff to keep you busy.
Do you swim shirt on or shirt off?
Oh, shirt off.
Oh,
I used to not swim at all because I just didn't want to take my shirt off, and I didn't want to be the shirt on guy.
that's
So
me.
I mean, hey, you know what though?
I'm
I'm
a shirt
seeing
on
more.
guy.
I'm seeing more people do it more because of skin damage, or
Yeah.
the sun, for UV
Yeah,
protection.
that's why I
So,
do it.
but hey, see, you can play that card. Yeah, it's not because I don't want you to look at my rolls. It's because
Oh,
I'm afraid of skin cancer.
that's right. That's right. It's I don't want you to see my rolls or I don't want to get no moles.
There you go. Oh, and that was like a little rhyme too. That was cute. That was real
Wicka,
cute.
wicka, 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 wicka.
Oh, you just wicked.
I did. Tell your story, Mama. Come on,
That's
finish
all.
up.
I mean, it was
Oh.
fun.
That's all.
I know that's. I mean, my vacation was short and sweet, and the point really is that it went really well with his dialysis. So we
Yeah, so you
actually,
can.
yeah, we want to take a larger trip and go back to the Smoky Mountains, because that's where we'd love to go.
Yeah,
Obviously, we used to
that's your
go
happy
there
place.
at least twice a year, because that was our favorite place. And so we hadn't been because Marty was afraid, like, what if I get there and something goes wrong, and
Yeah, yeah. I
but
mean, that's scary. Yeah,
it's a big thing,
yeah.
to with the dialysis. It's scary, but they do have a dialysis center there in the town where we usually go
Oh,
in Blue
good.
Ridge. So yeah, we're excited. We're gonna give it a shot, and
Let me ask you this.
mhm.
Oh, I mean, I guess it probably wouldn't be smart if you're. I'm still just curious. If is the port that is used for his dialysis, is it different than the one if he had chosen to go in for it?
Yeah, they put
Okay.
one, they call that a fistula,
Okay.
where it's like a permanent port in your arm somewhere.
Okay.
He was actually supposed to get that too, because some people just can't tolerate the PD because it's it's a different process. Like, the actual one in your arm cleans your blood, whereas the PD, it's like puts a solution into the cavity around all your internal organs, and it absorbs the toxins that would normally be filtered out by your kidneys,
Huh.
and then it just comes back out of the same port. So it's like an in and out sort of a port. So you're basically like washing your insides. Yeah,
Oh
I know.
man.
I call it Marty's gut juice when it's come. I was like, "Ooh, that's your gut juice," but
Oh.
it's much easier on the body because you're not actually taking the blood out of your body, cleaning it,
Yeah.
and putting it back in.
Okay.
So it's less taxing,
Okay.
on you. Not that it's easy. I mean, Marty still
No,
has
no,
his
no, of course
struggles,
not.
and he was also pretty much sick for the first 2 days while we were on vacation.
Ugh.
Something was just going wrong where he was just feeling really nauseous, and I couldn't get him to eat anything. Why can't I fucking get that, Jamie? Why can't I get an affliction where I don't want to
Don't
eat?
want to
It
eat.
has never
Yeah.
happened to me.
It does happen.
Ever.
The time that I had COVID, and then this time I wasn't eating for the in that time. I
Bitch,
was
when
just
I
like,
had COVID,
and
I
it
was
wasn't.
still steady eating. I was
Yeah,
eating like a motherfucker.
I wasn't nauseous. I just had I have no interest in food when I'm that
Oh,
sick.
I
No
want
interest.
that.
Like it just, you know, yeah. I'm not like I don't ever feel hungry.
Mm.
I don't, you know. So
I
I
just
get
want
it.
it. I want it. But I mean, he started to feel better, but and for me, I'm still doing my exercises. So I was like, who am I? As I never thought I would be the person who fucking exercises on their vacation, but every goddamn morning, Jamie, I was up by 6:15 and I was in the gym walking on the treadmill. What the fuck? I know.
Yeah, I don't know that I could ever be the person who exercises on their vacation. I mean, I think most vacations that I'm interested in taking involve a lot of walking and things like that. So I feel like, again, this vacation I got all my rings closed without
Right.
actually going and exercising. When I saw people in the gym on the boat, it just made me sad. Like I was just like, I mean, I don't know that I don't mean that to be mean, and I don't mean sad like, oh, you're sad, poor life. You're doing it for your health. You're doing it, but it's like you can't miss a week.
Yeah.
I don't
I know
know.
what you mean though, but it's like for me, like because it's not like I'm really exercising. I mean, I'm
No,
just
I know.
walking.
Yeah.
But
That's still
now
you're
I've
still exercising. Give yourself the credit. Don't
okay.
don't discount it.
But it's like, I mean, I feel like if I don't start my day with my sisms, if I don't get out there and do my walking ins,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like myself. Like I don't know. It helps me get
Yeah.
going now. It's like I mean I've been doing it for almost a year now. So
Yeah.
um
See, it's interesting that you're the guy who never not wanted to eat, but yet you're the guy who also
yeah,
now is like who you are is almost dependent on your exercise, which
right?
I've never felt that. I've never felt like I've definitely been there have been times in my life where I've been dedicated to exercising, but it always, every time, no matter how the results were, no matter how happy I was with myself, it was always work. It even when when I was just walking, it I take that back. When I was just walking, and that wasn't to lose weight, that was a consequence of it. I did lose weight. I was just loving it. I was just enjoying the time, but I've not been able to find that again. So I don't know. I mean, I like that about you. I mean, I'm proud of you for that, and that's
I don't
good
know
that
where
you
it came
have that
from.
connection.
I mean, I don't know where it came from. Like,
Yeah.
because you know me, I was allergic to any kind of exercise. I don't care walking, running, nothing. I didn't want to do none of that shit. But I mean, I kind of have found that if I don't do this walk in the morning, then the weight comes back on. But if I just do my walk, I can pretty much fuck off on my diet and not have to worry very
Right.
much,
I
which to me
know.
is more important. Like I'd rather be able to eat whatever the fuck I want to eat.
Yeah. I mean, and rationally, I get that. I totally believe that would be the same thing for me. Like I believe because I don't feel like I overeat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not
No.
a
No, you've never
binger.
been. You've never been like that.
Paul will have the same meal and he will always finish his and I will hardly ever finish mine. It's just but so I know that. I know if I could just get off my fat fucking ass, and get out there and walk on a regular basis, I know that I would lose weight because just the little bit of walking that I've been doing and the little bit of dying that I've been doing, I have been losing weight. Slowly, but I'm still losing weight. So I know that if I
Right.
actually committed, I could do it, but I can't I don't know what it is. I cannot find it. It's just I can't find it. So I'll continue to do the little dieting that I'm doing and the walking that I'm doing, but I wish I was doing more.
You will, baby. You'll find it.
Yeah, yeah, if I
It's
don't, I
there.
don't.
It's there. And if you don't, who cares? I love you just the way you are.
Don't go changing.
That sounded
Try to
really gross.
please me.
Ooh. Ooh.
You never. I don't know the words.
You're like dying Elvis, is what it
That's what it
sounded
was. Yeah, I was kind of going.
like.
I swear to God, that's kind of what I was going for, like a really old Elvis. Yeah, kind of sick
It
Elvis.
was
Yeah.
good. It
Oh
was,
God,
yeah.
good.
Spot on.
My character shone through.
She's an actress,
Oh,
Henny. She's an
oh,
actress.
honey. Mhm.
So, how do you feel about road trips? Mm.
In my youth,
In your
I
ute.
loved them.
Not so much
Loved,
anymore.
loved. Well, no, 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 it's not that. I haven't been on a real road trip in a long time. I mean, the closest thing I came that I can say was when Paul and I drove to Chicago, and that was
It's like
3, 4 years ago.
it's been a few years.
So there aren't a lot of road trips. Partly, I think, because of we've been taking other vacations, and partly because of my anxiety with driving,
Right.
which has gotten better. Has gotten much, much, much better. But I still think I just don't know how I would be. Like, I would hate to have Paul have to drive the entire leg of a trip.
Marty don't never let me drive.
But see, that's if Marty don't let you. Like, Paul would, I think, would like to have a break
Right.
driving, So I don't know, but I love them. I would say I love them because I haven't yet. It's not like I am saying now I've had bad experiences. No, I love them. I mean, Tracy and I once drove. I drove straight through to Florida without stopping all but 20 minutes of that ride because Tracy had a panic attack and
Oh
couldn't drive.
no.
So I drove the entire 24 hours to Florida.
Oof.
So, and yeah, I mean, I was young, but
Oh, we drove. Oh, we drove to Atlanta. Remember?
yeah, we drove to
We
Atlanta.
had that
That's
little road trip to Atlanta during the hurricane.
during the hurricane. And that's probably where my car anxiety started, was you're driving during that period of
Bitch,
time. Um,
please.
Yeah, I mean, I've been when I was younger, that's what vacation was road trips, like camping.
Yeah.
That's what we always did. We didn't get to go to Disney World. I shouldn't have said it like that. My mom and dad did a great job. We didn't go to Disney World. We didn't go on planes. We went camping. My dad didn't fly, so that was one thing. It's hard to take a family on a train journey or a bus journey.
Right, right. That's it's so
Um,
funny that both of our dads are like that. My dad's never been on a plane and will not.
Yeah, he does not care. My dad, no, there's
Yep.
no.
The same
But
with my dad.
what if we gave you a drug?
Yep,
No,
my dad.
nope,
Nope. Nope.
nope, nope, nope. I said, well, one day I'm on. Well, not anymore, not anymore, because he's like
You might
knocking
drug him and
and just
accidentally overdose
put
him or something.
some shit. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, I wouldn't, But at the time, I'd be like, I'm gonna drug your ass and put you on a plane. But I mean, I get it. I hate to fly, and I'm sure
Oh
some of that
yeah.
comes from him. So I get it, but I can't not travel. Like, I can't
What's your favorite thing
not
about vacations? Like when you think about a vacation, like what is it that you're like, vacation, I can't wait to.
do nothing.
Yeah.
That which it's not like I do a fuck of a lot in my real life, but it is the freedom to do nothing and not feel guilty about doing nothing,
Right.
which I do in my life regularly. That's I would say that's one, and then the other's part of that is because there are different kinds of vacations. The other part of it is to see beautiful things,
Right.
whatever that be, whether it be a rolling hill or a piece of theater or art, to see beautiful things. And I know on the beautiful things trips, I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to walk. I'm gonna have to to put in effort. So it's not quite the same as a to do nothing trip. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. I
What about
think
you?
I mean for me, like I don't know, like I'm thinking about because now that we have the RV, which we bought like just before the pandemic. We were so excited that we were buying this RV. Clearly, we had no idea that the whole RV world was going to explode into this
Right.
huge to do.
Yeah.
Which now, I mean, we were going to places before, like just before the pandemic, that was like $34 a night for your hookup. Where you pull in. Now it's like 180 per night.
Oh
So
my
it's like, I
God.
mean, in the same places, it's not like there's anything more available. They just all have jacked up the prices because of how it's become such a big thing. But it really appeals to me, I think, a lot because, when we were kids, I don't know what you guys were like. I mean, obviously we went to every holiday was a trip to Kentucky. So that was a major road trip to Kentucky. But being a passenger with my father driving on a trip to Kentucky meant no stopping, no getting food, no peeing, no, no seeing anything. And I just remember being that kid in the back looking out the window like, oh, world's biggest yarn ball. I want to stop. Like anything. I wanted to
Yeah.
see it. I wanted to know what those things are. So I think that's why the whole RV thing is so nice to me because, Marty and I can just stop wherever
Yep.
the hell we feel like
I
stopping.
get it. Yeah. I want an
And
RV so
it's
bad.
very cool. But I do have to say on the same token, they are a money pit.
Yeah.
Soon as you drive them away, the damn things start falling apart. Like little things go amiss here or there. And and they're just little things, but they're annoyances.
Yeah.
And then the biggest opportunity out there for anybody who's owns an RV park, come on, give people fucking Wi-Fi that works. I mean, that's just
Just like
one.
the cruise ship.
I mean, come on. What is so hard? Like the cruise ship, I can almost understand that it's floating out in the middle of nowhere. So maybe the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi might be, sketchy, but
No.
it's like these other places. I'm like, come on. Yeah. It's just one
So they
simple
do have
convenience.
Wi-Fi, right? It's just bad Wi-Fi.
It's so bad that like even if you're on something like Facebook and scroll, it's like you get blank pictures because they're
Oh
taking too
yeah.
long to load.
Yep.
And I mean it's just and then in the evening forget it because you can't
Everybody's
stream
doing it.
anything
Yeah.
or do anything like that. So forget it. I mean they all provide like cable, so you
Right.
get like basic cable channels, but I mean, the point is you're supposed to be busy and doing things, but like on a rainy day, it sucks if you can't just stream something and watch something when it's pouring rain outside because what else are you going to fucking do?
Yeah, that's
So
really shitty.
yeah, I don't know why
Especially
they
if they're
don't improve
charging you
that.
$180 a night.
Right.
I mean, because you go to a hotel for 180, you could get a decent hotel for
And you're
$180,
going to get some banging
and you're gonna
Wi-Fi.
get good Wi-Fi. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
But I mean,
bullshit.
and I should say too, this Carolina Pines or Sun Outdoors, it was only like $80 a night or something. So it was the nicest resort we've been to and one of the cheapest rates we've seen of
Nice.
anywhere. So
So
I thought
they
that was
probably have
pretty
a return
amazing.
customer.
Exactly. Well, it was packed the whole time. Every single
Yeah,
time a spot would empty, it would be full by later that day.
yeah.
And it was, and that not to mention too, they have these amazing, like if you go to some of the old parks, they have these like, bathhouses where it's like communal showers and it's just so rickety
Oh,
looking. And there's cobwebs in the corners and shit. And you're just
no,
kind of
thank you.
terrified to be in there. But these newer ones are so nice. Like they have private showers where you got your own private room with, a toilet and a sink and faucet. And then there's a whole shower. And they're so nice.
Thank God, because I would not. I just wouldn't shower. I'm
Oh,
not showering communally.
there have been bad places where I was like, nope, not happening. And, the RVs we have
Yeah,
showers in them. I mean,
yeah,
and they're okay. They're not,
yeah.
I'm sure you can, if you do one of the big, nice fifth wheel trailers that are super, super nice with king size beds and all that kind of crap. But we can't afford that. So
No way.
maybe one day.
Mm.
But yeah, so I
Are
mean,
we going to win the lotto? One of us? Is that what's going to
maybe
happen?
if I bought a ticket, I could maybe win.
I have been buying tickets since it's been like the last couple billions. I usually do. I have to buy one for Tuesday's drawing.
We bought a couple here and there.
It would be
And,
$757 million after taxes. I was like, when
I
I read that, it was like
that's crazy.
crazy. I want that.
I haven't even checked my tickets yet. That's how bad. And they're like from the last week. But,
Well,
you
we know
know,
you didn't win
yeah.
because
Well,
they
they
would
did say
know.
somebody in South Carolina won like $1 million, but
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe
probably
it's
was not
you,
me.
baby. If it is, you better give me 10,000.
Mm.
I better get 10,000 of
That's
that
all you
money.
want? 10,000?
Yeah, I don't need no more than 10,000.
For real?
For real.
Oh, yeah.
If all you got was 1,000,000, now if you won the lotto and you got $757 million,
Oh, then I give you 5,000.
you that's how you keep your money though. Bitch, you better know that
I'd be like, Jamie, I got expensive, bitch. I got some expenses I got to take care of. I can't
no,
be giving you no money.
no, no. I don't want to. I don't want to have to ask for it. I don't want. Just like I mean, when I think of winning the lotto and I think of who I'm giving money to, you are one of the people. So know
Yeah.
that I would, do whatever, pay off your house or do whatever I needed to give you some money. And you better not make me ask if you
Well,
win that
just
money.
know, baby, if I win, I will think about it. I really will. I'll put some good thought up
I'm
into
gonna put a
that
hex
shit.
on you. I'm gonna put a hex on
See,
your
that's
ass.
why we're not gonna win. That's why we're not
Hex.
gonna win. So, on the
Finna.
subject of vacations, just on a final note, what is your opinion of vacations, Jamie?
Do we think there's going to be weird opinions about this? I
Probably
love
not.
vacations.
Oh, you love them.
Yes,
Oh,
isn't that
great.
crazy?
That's
Let me guess for
crazy.
you. Oh god, this is
Think really
I
hard.
think you love them too.
Oh my god, you got it!
Ah, I'm so smart and pretty, mama. I'm a pretty girl.
You is kind.
Oh,
You is Karen.
who's
You're not.
Karen?
You're not a Karen. You're just
I'm just Karen.
Karen with an apostrophe. And no, you never mind.
No, you're not a Karen. You're just Karen. Sounds like something Nicolas Cage would say. I don't know why.
I was getting that on your impersonation there.
See,
Because
that's
your eyes were
I'm
doing
two
it.
for two.
I mean, you guys might not have heard it, but his eyes totally
Totes Cage.
spot on.
Totes Cage.
Totes Cage.
It's Totes Cage with Jamie and Joey, where we talk nothing but Nicolas Cage. I'm not trying to do Nicolas Cage right now. Just make sure it's
good.
clear. That's more of almost like a wolf,
Because
a
the
mini,
eyes
a
were
mini
not.
Wolfman Jack.
The eyes weren't doing it.
All right, baby. Well, let me tell you something. I love you.
Oh, I love you right back, and I did miss you very much.
I miss you too, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, you will.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.